For joining in today. My name is Anna. I am the founder of International Doula Life Movement. And today I have Gale Gagnier, who's going to be here with us to share her experience about International Doula Life Movement. How are you today?
I am very well, thank you.
Awesome. Well, Gale was in our January class for our End of Life Doula Certification Program. And so today I've invited her to just share her experience with y'all today. And so, Miss Gale, thank you for joining us. And can you tell us, why did you want to become an end-of-life doula?
Well, I have been doing hospice work as a volunteer for the last 6 years. And prior to that was the director of our hospice program until I retired. So I have a total of about 17 years experience working with the dying, but never got certified in anything because there really was no certification. So I during COVID was a bit bored and thought that I should look into becoming certified and that perhaps I needed to step out in the community and help in a more supportive way. So I found you.
Oh, wow. Well, why did you choose International Doula Life Movement?
Well, number one was the price, because honestly, stepping in, I thought, okay, I know everything there is to know about this anyway. I just want the certification, and the price was delicious. And then I got involved and it was like, oh my goodness, this young lady has put such a good program together because you didn't miss a thing. Nothing that was in my brain did you miss. And I was so impressed by that. So I'm so glad I chose you because of the financial situation, but I also enjoyed every step of the way.
Wow. What would you say was your favorite module that we went through?
Well, honestly, I really enjoyed talking about the different religions and the different pieces of that, how you go into homes, because I live in a very, very small community in northern Minnesota where we don't have a diverse population. And so I learned a lot about that, and something to keep in mind too are assumptions when you go into a home about religion and about how people live their lives. I'm working with a family right now where the mom is a Pentecostal. So the way she views what's going on in her family right now is very different than some other people might. So I really found that module super helpful to me.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, because we have to go in and meet everybody where they're at. We're going to be non-judgmental. We're just going to go in and wherever they're at, whatever religion, who they are, doesn't matter. We're just going to come in and we're going to still provide that same, support, but it's going to be catered or crafted to what that patient is at. So
right.
Did you feel that you were supported during and after our program?
Yes, we've become good friends, I think, at a distance. Yeah, I feel like every question I had, because I have been in the business for such a long time, I appreciate your willingness to listen to me with some ideas too. And there's a good give and take there. And I found that very supportive and helpful.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Awesome. Because I think I really, like I've said before in class, we all need to come together and work together. We're all here for the same reason. We're all here to go out and be helpful to our families and our patients. What parts of IDLM did you feel or find most interesting and useful that we offer?
I think that the business course, which I still have yet to finish, business is not my strong suit, but the fact that you offered the content to say, okay, here's what you can go out and do, and here's how you go out and do it is the big piece. I think often, I mean, even graduating from university, you get all this education. Well, now what? So I love that piece has been offered to people who want to go out and start a business. I think that's been great.
Because a lot of people don't understand or know, being that I've marketed in other areas, and this is one thing that our Business 102, Michelle talks about, and she totally agrees with me on, is marketing. When you're going out and marketing for whatever it could be, a home health business or anything, it is so different. Our business side is so different than what you see on the other end of other companies. There's a
Mhm.
certain way you have to do this to be successful. And I
Yeah.
think that's where I've seen a lot of our students being so successful is because they're taking our business model and going out and getting jobs, whether it's hospice or starting their own practice. So it's really exciting. And so I'm glad you brought that up. Would you recommend International Doula Life Movement to others? And if
Uh,
so,
Absolutely. And I have. And yeah, I think your down to earth approach with people and the clear, concise way that you present the material is important, and it's not complicated. You keep it simple. And I think that's why I do refer people to come in and talk to you and get signed up if that's what they would like.
yeah, we try to just be straightforward and don't sugarcoat anything. We're going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and you know what you're going to see out there, what the truth is, what is, you know, the truth
Yeah.
is. Try to portray it very straightforward. I'd like to share that Gale, you have also co-authored the Bold Spirit Caring for the Dying. I hope we can see it in my background here.
I can see it. Yes, I am chapter number 7, which is called Bullshit, I Cry. Because often we're told, you're supposed to keep your composure, don't have a tear. And I'm like, nope, that's not the way I roll. Because if I'm sitting with the family and they're having a good cry, I'll have a good cry too. And I mean, not because I fake it, but because it's real. And there are situations we get in where it's every situation, it's a raw time in people's lives. And I think in showing support for a family, you also show you're human when you have a good old cry. So yeah, I was honored to be part of that book. I had always felt like that particular story I told about my personal friends who happened to come into my hospice program. It's been 16 years now, and I've carried the story with me. And my husband's the one that keeps saying, you need to write that down. And again, COVID happened. I got this opportunity from a woman who put a call out there like for authors. And I went, click. And there I was writing this chapter. But in retrospect, I feel like it's been a gift, especially to the gentleman whose wife died in my story, because he now has dementia at the age of 60. And he is reading this story apparently every day he reads it. And he says it brings so much comfort to him, even though he has a good cry about it. And he's married again, and his wife supports all of this. So I feel like it was a gift from heaven for me to be able to do that, and for him, even if it doesn't help anybody else, Yeah.
Goosebumps, seriously, because I'm proud of you, and
Thank you.
IDLM is proud of you. Your family here is proud of you, and so we are just really, really proud that you were able to share that story in the book. So if anybody is interested, the Bold Spirit. I know my background kind of gets in there.
Bold Spirit Caring for the Dying, and it's available on Amazon.com or Amazon.ca in Canada.
Awesome. Well, before we go, I have one more question.
Okay.
What advice would you give to someone if they're thinking about becoming an end-of-life doula?
My advice would be to set up on-person little visit with you, to have a discussion about what their need or what their desires are. I think looking deep, talking to someone, or I'm super happy to talk to people too about why they think they want to, because it's not something everybody, I mean, I am the pariah at most dinner parties. People don't want to talk to people who work with people that are dying, but the people that do are often people who want to do what we do.
Yeah.
So I think when there's an interest, it needs to be nurtured and discussed.
Yeah. So we encourage you, if you're out there and this is something you've been thinking about or you just heard about, because people every day I hear all the time, I just found out what this is. And so I'm like, is this something brand new? And it's like, well, no, we've always, doulas have always been around, literally, if you think about it, going back into before we were even. Yeah. I mean, it started out, what happened? Someone was ill, someone stayed with them. The men would typically go out and dig the grave and create the coffin and all of that stuff. And so the work has been there for many, many years, but now I think we just have a name to call it.
Right.
And so if you do have that feeling and you do have that calling, whether even if you're, like Gale mentioned, even if you've never worked in the medical field or never worked out of this line of work, but you have this calling, we can definitely, I would love to speak with them, anybody. Yeah. Sometimes I will send out referrals to my students or graduates to talk to them so that they can see other options and other point of views as well. So, but yeah, I speak to students all the time. So, but thank you for joining in today and hearing about Gale's experience with International Doula Life Movement. Have a fabulous day.